Gumbo TV.
Giving tribute to the advancements African Americans have contributed to our nation is what Black History Month is all about.
Their contributions have impacted our nation in all aspects of technology, art, literature, and specifically for today's episode, politics.
The Civil Rights Movement marked the era when Blacks began to gain political power.
Doors have been opened and barriers knocked down for Blacks to make a way for themselves in society.
A lot has definitely changed since the Civil Rights Movement of the 50s, but what's going on now?
Stay tuned to find out.
Americans have always had a coarse and difficult road to travel since we first stepped foot in America as slaves. We have been seen as less than nobodies, not even human in most cases. The rise of African Americans have improved significantly from slavery till now. Here are just a few out of many important dates to remember to mark our journey from slaves to empowered leaders. February 1st, 1865, the 13th Amendment was signed officially declaring slaves free in all states. November 3rd, 1868, John Willis Menard is the first African American elected into Congress. August 6, 1965, the Voting Rights Act was put into action.
This law will ensure them the right to vote.
So where are we now? How are African Americans representing themselves today? I pounded some pavement to answer that question. How do you think the Civil Rights Movement opened the doors for African Americans to gain political power?
Well, I feel if it wasn't for the Civil Rights Movement, a number of us would not be able to be in positions of power, especially elected.
I think the Civil Rights Movement started off by giving African Americans a voice, and we learned that if we were collective, we could then be powerful.
The Civil Rights Movement was really a movement against that establishment of separate but equal and the recognition that we're all American citizens.
Most major movements were started by the youth of America. And when you have a group of individuals who are not represented or they don't have a voice, that voice eventually has to be heard.
Before the Civil Rights Movement, people of color, especially African Americans, really did not have the right to vote, the right to run for public office, and the right to have economic and civil rights. And because of the Civil Rights Movement, we got all of that, including a number of African American elected officials, of which I'm one.
You know, the good news is you're an African American leader. The bad news is you're an African American leader.
Historically, you know, you didn't have any black candidates, so whites were not predisposed, or nor did they have a history of voting for blacks. So I think that still yet is a hurdle for them to get past.
And because we don't have that many black elected officials, when I go to the Capitol in Madison, everybody knows who I am. I don't know who everybody else is, but everybody knows who I am. And so that's kind of an advantage, being unique.
One of the disadvantages is that you have to work with a lot of individuals from across the state who, let's be honest, may not understand the cultural dynamics of what you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. We still have to do a better job of getting our community to raise our voices, stomp our feet, clap our hands, and go to the voting booths, go to the polls to demand the kind of leadership that we want.
You are very much like African American entertainers and African American athletes, first thought to be an African American, and there hasn't been a lot of room for people to emerge as individuals.
You get marginalized into being a black leader or dealing with black issues, when in actuality these are issues that are affecting the whole city. It's very hard getting that message across to the majority community that these issues are affecting us all.
I think that it's time for people to be able to have their own voices and still understand that we're uniquely African American no matter what party affiliation we may have. We bring flavor to it no matter which way we come at it.
Once in office, did you feel that your constituents seen you as a politician or a black politician?
Well, you can't get away from being a black politician because people see that right from the beginning. So whether you're black or you're white or you're Hispanic or you're Hmong, they know that if you are a good politician, which I hope that I am, you give good service.
I advocated for the least, the lost, the last, okay? And they are disproportionately African-American folks. My advocacy was probably strongly pro-black, but I don't think it was at the exclusion of anybody else.
But an effective African-American elected official finds ways to communicate those problems and really finds out ways to get things done so that you're not treated differently.
I look forward to seeing the dialogue and people paying more attention to people of color, not just because they're people of color, but because they exhibit intelligence and they are very good at what they do.
When I walk in a room, they're going to see a black woman, and that's okay. But I'm a politician, and I'm a smart politician as a part of that. So they don't know a whole lot about me if all they know is that I'm black.
African American leaders have come so far, but have much more yet to achieve.
We should be proud and grateful that our leaders continue to strive for civil rights. Without them, we couldn't have transformed the prejudiced political views of our nation into feelings of equality and justice for all.
Speaking of justice and equality, GTV lays to rest the word that supports inequality and injustice.
Stay tuned to say goodbye to the N-word.